Hello, my name is Katie Baker. I was placed in a 6th grade language arts classroom at Wilbur Pence Middle School in Rockingham County. I taught my VRA lesson on two forms of poetry, the acrostic and the haiku. The class I taught my VRA lesson to was First Block. First Block has 19 total students, 10 males and 9 females. Of the 19 students, there is one African American student, 6 Latino students, 1 Russian student, and 11 Caucasian students. The class has a varied academic ability level. In the First Block class, there are 6 ELL students. 3 of the students are on or above the 6th grade reading level. The remainder of the students are at a 5.7 reading level or below. 3 students are on or above the 6th grade writing level. 6 students are on the 3rd, 4th grade writing level, and 2 students are on the 1st grade writing level. Officially, there are no students with documented special needs. However, 1 student is currently undergoing the testing process. The primary SOL standards that this lesson targeted were 6.7. The student will write in a variety of forms to include narrative, expository, persuasive, and reflective, with an emphasis on narrative and reflective writing. 6.4d. Describe how word choice and imagery contribute to the meaning of a text. The following clips were taken from the recording of my lesson and each demonstrate how I use differentiation in my lesson to meet the individual needs of the students. Methods of differentiation. The first area of differentiation in the lesson was student selection of poetry topics.
So today, you all get to be poets. Isn't that so exciting? Yes, it is. So specifically, today you're going to learn how to write a haiku and how to write an acrostic poem. Has anyone ever written an acrostic or haiku before? Well, we get to today. Okay. So since you're poets, you get to choose what you're going to write about based on something that interests you. And I've got some list of ideas today. Look up on the slide. You can always go back and look at the slide if you ever get stuck and you're thinking, what should I write about? We can look at some of these. There are some ideas for writing topics: nature, vacations or trips, animals, pets, food, favorite memories, favorite holidays, sports, belongings or items that belong to you that are important to you, your favorite music, your favorite fictional character, maybe from Watchdog, challenging experiences, a gift that you've given, a gift that you've received, favorite hobbies, favorite season, or dream or goal you have. So you can write about any of those things, anything at all that you want to that's school appropriate. Does anyone have any ideas that they would like to add to the list that they would like to write about?
Student selection of poetry topics. The type is product, the characteristic is interest, the strategy is student choice. Rationale. The opinion of poetry writing and of writing in general in First Block is not high. I wanted the students to see and understand that writing about what interests them in the real world around them can make the learning process exciting. Essentially, I wanted to foster lasting and inquiry-based learning by highlighting the students' natural curiosities and drive to learn. I knew that allowing student choice would prompt them to write passionately, enthusiastically about topics that they have personal and vested interest in, which would build the excitement towards the activity. Strengths. Having a knowledge base of the topic they selected to write about produced a higher quality of writing content. For example, in class, the students have been studying figurative language, and clearly understanding their topic produced more instances of figurative language in their poetry. Weaknesses. At certain points during the activity, students were distracted from their writing due to having side discussions with others about their personal interests. The second area of differentiation in my lesson was Choose Your Challenge, a style of acrostic poetry.
Lines were independent of each other, right? They weren't making one long sentence. Like this one is here, so let's read that together. It's April. After an extensive winter, pretty tulips rise from the once icy ground, bringing fresh signs of life. So the one we made didn't make a complete sentence, but this one here does, right? So when you write your acrostic poem, which you're about to do next, you can kind of choose your challenge here. If you want to write one like we just did, where the lines were independent and didn't make a complete sentence, you can do that. That's perfectly fine. Or if you want an extra challenge, you can write one that does make a complete sentence like this one here. Does that make sense? Either one is fine. Either way you want to do it, you get to pick.
For the Choose Your Challenge differentiation method, The type is content, the characteristic is readiness, and the strategy is a tiered activity. Rationale. As ability levels of students in first block is varied significantly, and one of the key needs of the class, the content needed to be differentiated so that students who read and write on lower grade levels or are English language learners can work on an assignment that is not overwhelming, and students who read and write on or above grade level would feel challenged. Differentiating the content in this way was also an avenue to ensure that all students would complete their poetry at relatively the same time. Strengths. Each student was met and challenged where they are by providing rigor at all levels. On and above grade level students took pride in completing work that challenged them, and below grade level students built their confidence as they accomplished their task with accuracy. Weakness. The group of students who work on or above grade level and the group of students who work below grade level may have the likelihood of making themselves more distinct or divided and less able to mesh. The third area of differentiation in my lesson was guided practice.
Oh, okay, wait, scroll back to the list and I'll help you get an idea. 1 second. Okay. Anything on this list that stands out to you that you really like? Okay. Wait, specific sport. Okay, wait, keep going down. You gotta get to the right one. One that says shots. Okay. Okay, so, basketball. So I can title it basketball. Good job.
For guided practice, the type is process, the characteristic is readiness, and the strategy is teacher support. Rationale. I have observed that teacher support plays a crucial role in the success of a significant percentage of students in first block. As the majority of the students read and write below grade level, in order to be engaged in the 6th grade curriculum, they require extensive teacher support with assignments in the form of leading questions and explanations of concepts. What these students can accomplish with teacher support versus without teacher support is encouraging and rewarding. Strength. Students who are below grade level and who are English language learners were able to be more successful in completing their poetry assignments with the support of the teacher. Weakness. Certain students need extensive support when writing. While spending several minutes at a time helping those students, there was less time for helping other students who needed quicker questions answered. That's all I have for this video. Thank you for watching. I have appreciated the experience of learning how to differentiate in the classroom in order to promote the success of all students.